Generation Z, the generation of the digital age. Generation Z is known as anyone born after the millennial generation. This creates a very broad age range, so we focused on ages 5 through 12, who are some of the most active and youngest participating tech users. This generation was born into technology and their world revolves around it. Our goal is to determine how technology is being implemented in a child's everyday life, like in schools or at home, what kind of role parents are playing when it comes to implementing the devices, and how it is affecting children's social and communication skills. Generation Z has had the most access to technology out of all other generations, especially in schools. In a recent study done for the academic journal Comunicad, authors Perez, Castro, and Fondos researched how media and internet connecting devices are causing changes in the way that new generations are learning and accessing knowledge. We measured grades 2 through 6 out of a quantitative 687 students. The results showed that some type of device was being used recreationally almost 50% of the time on a daily basis. When the study asked these children what they spend their time doing on these devices, play was ranked number 1 and homework was close to last. One explanation could be that children have not been properly taught on how to use these devices for academic purposes and problem solving. Can help educate children on devices by implementing more activity-oriented assignments that require the use of technology and critical thinking skills. Some examples include develop problem solving through technological resources from a collective, participative, and active perspective, organize tasks and projects that entail the utilization of technology in a collaborative manner, also incorporating networking activities. Organize activities that entail the development of critical judgment to evaluate the credibility and the information being processed. Anyone watching this video has likely gone out in a public setting and observed some type of family that has a child who is on a streaming device, like a phone or a tablet. According to a research study done by the Pew Research Center, 90% of households contain some type of streaming media device. This makes technology available at all times for children and can be difficult for parents not to expose them to it. Our question is, are parents exposing their children to these devices for developmental purposes or simply as a way to keep their children from being disruptive? A study done for the Annals of Family Medicine, Drs. Radetzky and others took record of parents' views on technology and how their children are using it. Their goal was to understand parents' and guardians' views regarding the use of mobile technology by children of ages 0 to 8. They examined the positive benefits it has on the children, the parental concerns, and effects on family interactions. The authors conducted 35 in-depth group and individual interviews with English-speaking caregivers from diverse ethnic backgrounds, educational levels, and employment statuses. They wanted to keep the research unbiased and hear how opinions differ based on their ideologies. Now let's look at some of the comments from the caregivers. The only reason we've ever introduced it is because we fear that it is going to be a primary learning device in the future, a father says regarding technology. As a parent, you never want to go ahead and put your son or daughter at any disadvantage in a group setting. Another mother said, I think it's good because of the motor skills. It's good for her eye coordination, and it's good for her voice, her language skills. And she's very motivated and she's content. It keeps them content for a while. And sometimes writing and stuff like that and coloring, well, it gets to be boring to them. Regardless if they're using technology for educational purposes or to keep their children busy, here are some things that parents should consider. Be aware of how your child is spending their time on the device. Limit the daily usage of the device and let the child know that the device is a privilege, but do not rely heavily on using that device as a means of punishment because it can cause conflict in the future. Generation Z has formed such a close attachment to technology, we wanted to examine how it is affecting their social and communication skills. In an article for the Journal of Individual Psychology, Anthony Turner examined Gen Z's relationship with technology and other individuals to see how it is shaping their social skills. Gen Z children no longer need to watch or interact with one device at a time. A decade ago, individuals could watch a television show on a television, listen to music on a computer or MP3 player, and play a video game on a console. Now they can access all of these things from one device. This results in less interaction between peers and family, which makes it harder for them to form a healthy relationship. If these children cannot develop proper social skills, it can make things like job interviews and communicating emotions with a loved one extremely difficult in the future. Parents should try to talk to their children about their emotions more often, expose them to children of equal age to help build friendships, and encourage them to be more social in public settings. Our future is paperless, and it is important to provide children with the skills of maneuvering this technology in a productive way. Parents should monitor what their children are doing on their devices and make sure to limit the usage so they do not rely heavily on the device. Talk to your child and make them communicate more often face-to-face and encourage them to join social organizations to help create relationships with peers.